We feel our body change. A weakness enters where strength once lived. This is not a failure, but a message from nature. What if we could answer it not with fear, but with understanding? There is a humble food that holds immense power, but the real secret is the mind that consumes it. Stay with me, because the final method for unity of body and mind is the most important lesson you will receive today. Bodily impermanence. We often begin these discussions from a place of fear. The fear of aging, the fear of losing what we believe defines us, our strength, our independence, our physical form. This is a natural starting point because it is rooted in our instinct for survival. But to truly understand how to nourish the body as it matures, we must first change our relationship with this fear. We must look at the process of aging not as a decline, but as a transformation. A tree in winter is not dead. It has simply withdrawn its energy inward, conserving it for a new season of growth. Our bodies are no different. The changes we experience are part of a cycle as natural as the seasons. To resist this change with franticness and anxiety is to create conflict within ourselves. It is like trying to push a river upstream. You will expend a great deal of energy, and the river will, in the end, continue on its path. The first step in true health, especially as we enter the later chapters of our lives, is acceptance. Not resignation, but a clear-eyed acceptance of the nature of reality. Everything is impermanent. The body you had at 20 was not the same as the body you had at 40, and it will not be the same at 70. This is the fundamental truth of existence. Once we can sit with this truth without panic, we can begin to work with our body, not against it. This acceptance creates a space for clarity. When we are no longer fighting a war against time, we can start listening to what our body is actually telling us. What does it need? Where are the true sources of weakness? Often, we mistake the symptoms for the cause. The loss of muscle, or sarcopenia as it is known, is not merely a physical event. It is a signpost. It points to a need for a different kind of nourishment, a different kind of activity, and most importantly, a different kind of attention. The anxiety about losing muscle can, in itself, be more detrimental than the physical process because it creates stress, which floods the body with hormones that break down tissue. So the foundation is not a diet plan or an exercise regimen. The foundation is a shift in mindset. It is the cultivation of a peaceful relationship with the reality of our own physical journey. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of this strength I wish to keep? Is it to maintain an image of my past self? Or is it to have the vitality to remain present, to serve a purpose, to walk in nature, to play with grandchildren, to engage with the world with clarity and freedom? When your intention is clear, the path forward also becomes clear. We are not preserving a statue. We are tending to a living, breathing garden that requires different care as the seasons of our life change. This understanding is the first and most crucial nutrient. The Shaolin practices are built on this principle. A young monk trains for power, for speed, for explosive force. An older master, however, trains for something else entirely. They train for stability, for resilience, for the conservation and effortless flow of energy, or qi. The physical movements may look simpler, less spectacular, but the internal cultivation is far deeper. They are not trying to be 20 again. They are embodying the wisdom and unique strength of their age. This is the model we can all learn from. Let go of the battle, embrace the journey. And from this place of calm wisdom, we can now begin to explore the practical ways to nourish the body we have today, a body that needs our compassion and our careful attention. Internal nourishment. Once we have established a foundation of mental peace, we can turn our attention to the physical vessel. How do we nourish it effectively? The modern world is filled with confusing information. High protein, low carb, supplements, powders, complex formulas. Much of this comes from a mindset of force. It is an attempt to compel the body to be strong. But a more sustainable path is to think in terms of offering, of providing the body with what it truly requires in a form that it can easily accept and utilize. We must move from the idea of building muscle as a construction project to cultivating vitality as a gardener would. A gardener does not force a plant to grow. They provide the right soil, the right amount of water, and the right light. They create the conditions for growth to happen naturally. This is the essence of internal nourishment. It begins with the understanding that food is not just a collection of macronutrients. It is information. It is energy. Every meal we consume is a communication with our body. What are we telling it? Are we providing it with simple, clean, and powerful energy sources from the earth? Or are we giving it complex, processed substances that require a great deal of energy just to digest, leaving little left over for repair and maintenance? The aging body, in its wisdom, becomes more sensitive to this communication. It has less energy to waste on deciphering confusing signals. Therefore, the clarity and quality of our fuel become paramount. Before we even speak of specific foods, we must appreciate this principle. The most protein-rich meal in the world is useless if the body cannot efficiently break it down and absorb it. This is a common issue as we age. Our digestive fire, or Agni as it is called in Ayurvedic traditions, may not burn as brightly as it once did. Therefore, our focus should be on foods that are not only nutrient-dense, but also easy to digest. Foods that support the digestive system rather than burden it. This is a profound shift from the common advice of simply consuming more and more protein, which can sometimes lead to digestive distress and inflammation, further hindering the body's ability to rebuild. Think of nourishment as a circle. It starts with the intention we bring to our food, extends to the quality of the food itself, continues with how we prepare and consume it, and is completed by how well our body can assimilate it. Every part of this circle is important. A weakness in one area affects the whole. So the question is not just what should I eat, but also how can I support my body's innate ability to draw strength from what I eat. This might mean incorporating gentle spices like ginger and turmeric to aid digestion. It might mean drinking warm water instead of cold. It might mean not eating late at night when the digestive system is meant to be resting. These are not small, insignificant details. They are the very essence of cultivating a strong internal environment. When the internal environment is clean, efficient, and harmonious, the body can take the building blocks we provide and use them to their full potential. This is why, in many ancient traditions, digestive health is seen as the cornerstone of all health. Without it, you are simply passing resources through the system without them ever reaching their destination. So, as we prepare to discuss a specific food, remember that this food is just one part of a much larger, more holistic process of deep internal nourishment. We are preparing the soil before we plant the seed. Foundational strength. Let us explore the purpose of strength more deeply. In our culture, strength is often associated with aesthetics or athletic performance. We see images of chiseled bodies and equate that with health. But what is the true, functional purpose of maintaining our muscle mass as we age? It is not about appearance. It is about sovereignty. It is about freedom. Foundational strength is the physical manifestation of our ability to navigate the world with autonomy and grace. It is the quiet power that allows us to rise from a chair without assistance, to carry our own groceries, to lift a child into our arms, and to maintain the balance that prevents a life-altering fall. This is not the strength of ego, it is the strength of living. A great ancient tree does not have strength so that it can be admired. It has strength so that it can withstand the storm. Its power is in its roots, deep within the earth, providing a stable anchor. Our muscles are our roots in the physical world. They anchor our skeleton, support our organs, and empower our movement. When these roots weaken, our entire structure becomes vulnerable. We become less resilient, not just to physical winds like a stumble or a shock, but to the metaphorical winds of illness and stress. A body with adequate muscle mass is a body with a robust metabolic engine. It manages blood sugar more effectively and maintains a healthier inflammatory response. The cultivation of this strength, therefore, is an act of profound self-respect. It is an acknowledgement that our body is the only vehicle we have to experience this life, and it deserves to be maintained with diligence and care. This is a central tenet of the Shaolin path. The body is often referred to as a temple. It is the sacred space that houses the mind and the spirit. We do not engage in our physical training, our gong fu, out of vanity. We do it to ensure that the temple is strong and clear so that it does not become a distraction or an obstacle to our internal work. If your body is in a constant state of discomfort or weakness, it is very difficult to find the stillness required for deep meditation or simple presence. The body's cries for help will always pull the mind's attention. So, when we reframe our goal from preventing muscle loss to cultivating foundational strength, the entire approach changes. It becomes less about a battle against decline and more about a consistent, gentle practice of upkeep. It is like sweeping the temple floors each day. It is not a heroic, one-time act. It is a daily ritual, a demonstration of commitment. This commitment can take many forms. It does not necessarily mean lifting heavy weights in a gym. It can mean practicing Tai Chi or Qigong, which builds strength through slow, controlled movements. It can mean gardening, walking up hills, or performing simple bodyweight exercises like squats and lunges at home. The key is consistency. The body responds to regular, repeated signals. By engaging in these activities, we are sending a clear message to our muscles. You are needed, you have a purpose, and the body, in its incredible wisdom, will respond by conserving and even building the tissue required to meet that demand. This must be paired with the internal nourishment we spoke of. The activity creates the demand, and the food provides the resources to meet it. They are two sides of the same coin. Without the stimulus of activity, even the most perfect diet will not be fully effective. Without the proper nourishment, activity can lead to depletion rather than growth. This beautiful synergy between mindful movement and mindful eating is the true secret to maintaining a strong, stable, and free body throughout our entire life. The humble lentil. Now that we have established the proper mindset and the importance of a holistic approach, let us turn to the specific question of nourishment. The title of this discussion speaks of a food with more protein than an egg. This is often a surprise, as we have been culturally conditioned to associate animal products with superior protein. But nature, in its generosity, has provided us with countless sources of immense power, often in the most humble of packages. The food I am speaking of is the lentil. This small, simple legume is a powerhouse of nutrition and, when understood correctly, can be a cornerstone of cultivating foundational strength. An egg is a wonderful source of protein, containing about 6 grams, but a single cup of cooked lentils provides around 18 grams of protein. That is 3 times the amount. But the benefit goes far beyond a simple number. Unlike many animal sources of protein, lentils come with a vast array of complementary nutrients that support the entire system. They are incredibly rich in dietary fiber. This is of critical importance. This fiber not only aids digestion and promotes a healthy gut microbiome, which, as we know, is essential for nutrient absorption, but it also helps to regulate blood sugar levels. This stable energy release is vital for preventing the energy crashes that can lead to cravings for less healthy foods. Furthermore, lentils are a remarkable source of iron and folate. Iron is crucial for carrying oxygen in the blood to our muscles, a process that is essential for both energy and repair. A lack of iron leads to fatigue and weakness, a state that is often mistaken for simple aging. Folate is vital for cell growth and regeneration. So you see, the lentil does not just provide the bricks for muscle in the form of protein, it also provides the workers and the transportation system needed to actually use those bricks effectively. It is a complete package for cellular health. This is the wisdom of whole foods grown from the earth. They contain a synergy of nutrients that work together. The humble nature of the lentil is also a lesson in itself. In a world that often chases expensive, exotic, and complicated superfoods, the lentil is accessible, affordable, and easy to prepare. It is a food of the people, a food that has sustained civilizations for thousands of years. It reminds us that the answers to our health are often not found in a patented formula or a rare berry from a distant mountain, but in the simple foundational foods that have always been available to us. This promotes a mindset of gratitude and simplicity, which further reduces stress and supports our overall well-being. There are many varieties of lentils: brown, green, red, black, and each has its own subtle characteristics. Red lentils cook quickly and break down into a soft texture, making them excellent for soups and purees that are extremely easy to digest. Green and brown lentils hold their shape better, making them ideal for salads or as a base for a warm meal. This variety allows for culinary creativity, preventing the dietary boredom that can derail even the best intentions. By incorporating this simple food into our regular diet, we are not just adding protein. We are adding fiber, iron, folate, and a host of other micronutrients. We are giving our body a clean, powerful, and easily digestible fuel source that supports its health from the ground up, just like the plant it came from. Mindful consumption. Having the right food, like the powerful lentil, is only half of the journey. The other half, equally important, lies in how we consume it. The most nutritious meal in the world can be rendered less effective if it is eaten in a state of distraction or stress. Mindful consumption is the practice of bringing our full, undivided attention to the act of eating. It is a form of meditation, a way of transforming a mundane daily activity into a sacred ritual of nourishment and gratitude. This practice is what ensures the vital energy from the food is fully received by the body. It begins before the first bite. Take a moment to simply look at your food. Observe the colors, the textures, the steam rising from the dish. This simple act of seeing prepares the digestive system. The eyes send a signal to the brain, which in turn signals the stomach to begin producing the necessary enzymes for digestion. This is the cephalic phase of digestion, and it is a crucial step that is often skipped when we eat on the run or while staring at a screen. We bypass the body's natural wisdom. So, pause. Look at the bowl of lentils. Acknowledge the journey it took, from a seed in the earth, nurtured by sun and rain, harvested and prepared for you. Cultivate a sense of gratitude for this gift of sustenance. Next, engage your sense of smell. Inhale the aroma of the meal. Is it earthy, spicy, savory? The sense of smell is deeply connected to our memory and emotional centers. A pleasant aroma can have a calming effect on the nervous system, shifting us from a fight or flight sympathetic state to a rest and digest parasympathetic state. When our body is in this relaxed state, blood flow is directed towards our digestive organs, and the entire process of breaking down and absorbing nutrients becomes profoundly more efficient. You cannot properly digest a meal when your body is braced for a threat, even if that threat is just an email or a distressing news report on television. Now we take the first bite and we chew. This may sound laughably simple, but it is perhaps the most neglected aspect of eating in the modern world. Chewing is the first stage of mechanical digestion. Our saliva contains enzymes that begin to break down carbohydrates right in the mouth. By chewing each mouthful thoroughly until it is nearly liquid, we are easing the burden on the rest of our digestive tract. We are doing the initial work that the stomach and intestines are not designed to do as effectively. This single habit can resolve many common digestive issues and dramatically increase the amount of nutrients you absorb from your food. Put your fork down between bites. This prevents the urge to shovel more food in before you have properly finished the last mouthful. Finally, pay attention to the sensations within your body as you eat. Notice the feeling of the food in your mouth, the taste on your tongue. Feel it travel down to your stomach. Eat slowly enough that you can recognize the subtle signal of satiety, the point where your body has had enough. We often eat past this point out of habit or because we are not paying attention, which burdens the system and leads to weight gain and lethargy. To consume mindfully is to be in a dialogue with your body. It is to listen as much as you provide. This practice, this simple art of paying attention, is what elevates eating from a mere biological necessity to a profound act of self-care and respect. It ensures that the potent strength of the humble lentil truly becomes a part of you. Unifying purpose. We have now traveled a complete path. We began by shifting our mindset, accepting the natural transformations of the body not with fear, but with peaceful understanding. We learned that true nourishment is holistic, preparing the internal environment to receive the gifts of nature. We reframed our goal from preventing loss to cultivating foundational strength for a life of freedom and purpose. We identified a humble yet powerful ally in the lentil, a food that offers more than just protein, but a synergistic blend of life-sustaining nutrients. And we discovered that the way we consume our food is as crucial as the food itself, turning every meal into a mindful practice. Now, we must tie all of these threads together into a single unifying purpose. Why do we do all this? Why do we cultivate this strength and practice this mindfulness? The ultimate goal is not simply to have a strong, healthy body for its own sake. A strong body is a wonderful thing, but it is a tool. It is a means, not an end. The ultimate purpose is to create a state of harmony between body, mind, and spirit. It is to build a vessel so clear, so stable, and so free of noise and discomfort that the mind can function with its highest clarity and the spirit can experience the world with unhindered presence. This is the unification. This is the true work. Imagine your consciousness as a candle flame. If the lamp housing that flame, your body, is shaky, dirty, or weak, the flame will flicker. It will be disturbed by every gust of wind, and its light will not be steady or clear. All of your attention will be on fixing the lamp. But if the lamp is stable, strong, and clean, the flame can burn brightly and serenely. Its light can shine outward. You are no longer preoccupied with the vessel. You are free to simply be the light. This is what we are striving for when we take care of our physical health. We are polishing the lamp so the flame can burn brightly. The protein from the lentil rebuilds the muscle tissue. The strength from the mindful movement provides stability. The calmness from mindful eating clarifies the digestive system. All of these actions work in concert to reduce the static of the body. There is less pain, less inflammation, less fatigue, less digestive distress. All of this quietness in the body creates a profound stillness for the mind. You are not constantly being pulled away from the present moment by physical discomfort. You can sit in meditation with more ease. You can have a conversation with a loved one with your full attention. You can walk through a forest and truly see it, feel it, and hear it, because you are not distracted by the screaming needs of a neglected body. This is the ultimate return on your investment. Every conscious choice to eat well, to move with awareness, to accept the journey of aging with grace is a step towards this inner peace. It is a step toward making your life not just longer, but deeper, richer, and more meaningful. The strength you build in your legs will support you on your daily walk, yes, but its deeper purpose is to carry a mind that is calm and a heart that is open. This is how we transform a simple health tip into a spiritual path. The food, the exercise, the mindset, they are not separate compartments. They are all one practice. A practice of cultivating a human being who can live and eventually pass with dignity, clarity, and peace. Do not look at this as a list of rules to follow out of fear of getting older. Instead, see it as an invitation to engage more deeply with the magnificent intelligent system that is your body. Learn its language, listen to its needs, provide it with the simple, powerful gifts of the earth, move it with reverence and consistency. The strength and vitality you cultivate will not just preserve your independence, they will create the silent, stable foundation upon which a truly clear, present, and purposeful life can be built. For years, I've been so anxious about getting weaker as I age. This wasn't about a food for me. This was a complete shift in my entire philosophy. The idea of polishing the lamp so the flame can burn brightly, it just hit me so hard. It's not about fighting aging anymore. It's about creating a peaceful home for my mind. Thank you for this clarity. I feel like I can finally breathe.